Flea markets are, of course, a great place to discover vintage items to add to your home or your wardrobe. Here with a few pro tips to maximize your next shopping trip is Alex Conley from Soto Flea Market. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
The Soto Flea Market. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yes, it's actually really close to here. So we have over 50 local vendors selling antiques, vintage clothing, and handmade goods.
There are some photos. Obviously,
yes.
people know about this.
And
is it on all the time or just periodically?
It's once a month, and we operate right behind the Living Computers Museum on Utah Avenue South.
Okay, super. How do we find you? Do we just look online, Soto Flea Market?
Yes,
and
Soto
look
Flea
at
on
the schedule?
Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, so now how to get good deals. Most of us go through, we're not looking for anything in particular, right? We're just looking for everything that's there. What are your tips for finding things that will really work, you won't regret buying?
Sure, so I think getting there early is really important. So a lot of these really stunning pieces will go earlier on in the day. So if you want to find those choice pieces, get there early.
Get there early. My eyes went immediately to this.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous
painted bowl. Isn't that beautiful? And how much did that cost, do you know?
I don't know offhand, but that is also a very good prompt for saying you should definitely ask the vendors how much things cost. And if it is maybe a little more than you want to pay, always offer a little less.
Okay, now this is something Americans are not good at. We don't know how to barter. We feel bad about bartering. So what is the etiquette for bartering?
Just try it.
Bargaining.
Bartering is definitely welcome by all the vendors, and it's a great way to form an initial connection. And the whole experience is about finding a connection with the vendors and learning a little more about the pieces. It gives you a great way to say, well, you know, what is this bowl? What's it made out of? Where's it from? And it'll give you a little history, and that kind of really will help you make the decision of, do I want to buy it or not?
Is it worth it or not?
Right.
Now, since these are one-of-a-kind things as you're going through, it's not a good idea to just walk away and think it'll be there when you come back if you really, really want it.
If you find something you love, you should get it.
Okay, very good. And so if you're looking like a jewelry, what would you be wanting to ask the vendor about?
Sure, a lot of the jewelry is handmade, like these pieces by Me. They're made here in Seattle, and you want to know a little more about what the materials are and kind of how they create their pieces.
Do we need to bring cash?
Cash is always helpful. You're also more likely to get a better deal if you can offer cash.
Okay, is it true you'll get a better deal if you say, okay, I'm going to take these 3 things. How much if I buy all of these?
Yes, bundling is a great way to get a deal. So if you have a few pieces you're interested in, you can offer a little bit of a lower price and hopefully get a good deal on them.
For some reason, I'm more comfortable with that than trying to pay less for something. I feel like, okay, we both got a deal. Tell me about some of the rest of these pieces, because we can find plants, textiles, pots. There really is everything there.
Yeah, you can find so much at the flea market, and that's some of the fun, is going through and seeing all these different types of vendors and pieces that you may never know you want. And so each vendor will be providing their own sort of special take on whether it be vintage or antiques or handmade goods. And it's really important to go through the whole market and just poke in the little nooks and crannies of each vendor's spots.
Don't just spend your time at the front, because there's good stuff in the back.
Pick things up, look beneath things. You
And
never
that's
know what you might
okay,
find.
right?
Definitely,
It's okay to look through things. These textiles are so cool. So who are the vendors?
So they're all local Seattle vendors. We also get a few vendors coming up from Portland and the surrounding cities in Washington. We do a good job of trying to curate a balance between the different types of goods, and the vendors are all just super friendly. So I want to reiterate, talk with the vendors. They're so nice.
Now, does this mean, can a vendor be somebody who makes something?
Definitely.
And it can also be somebody who's collected these things along the way and now they're reselling them? It could be any of the above?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, very good. How long would you say you need to spend there to see everything?
Oh, you could spend all day there.
So, so plan accordingly. What are the hours?
So we're open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, so get there early because it's competitive for things. And any other tips as we look at these things that would help me decide as I went through?
Trust your eye. Whatever you're pulled towards, go and look more at those pieces, because they speak to you, and that's really the goal, is to find something that you really connect with.
And so it's, again, not about finding something that I'm looking for a pot, I'm going there for a pot, but just being open.
Not necessarily, yes.
Feel the whole experience.
That's right.
Flea market.
That's right.
How did you get into this?
So I met Jamie Hoffman, who's the owner of the flea market, and I started doing some social media and photography for him, and then kind of found a really great calling.
Cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And so what would you say, just on average, to give us an idea about the value of things, what are the costs of things?
So things can range anywhere
retail?
from 50 cents to hundreds of dollars, and it just depends on what you're looking for. Most of the pieces out here are between $25 to $50.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. The next Soto Flea Market is Saturday, March 10th from 10 to 4, but get there early. And we've posted location and other details on the website for you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Up next, another exciting round of Splurge or Steal with stylist Darcy Camden.